Praise to you, O Christ. Let us spend some time with our readings from today's Mass. The Acts of the Apostles, chapter 7, 51 till the end, and John's Gospel, chapter 6, from verses 30 to 35. In our first reading, the story of Stephen continues, how he was put on trial and how he gave his final witness, and then how he was executed, stoned to death. This is a very intense debate, dialogue, more than that, a clash of standpoints. Literally, it is a deadly debate. In his final witness, Stephen says to the members of the Sanhedrin that you always killed the prophets. With your pagan hearts and pagan ears, you are stubborn people with your pagan hearts and pagan ears. We cannot imagine a bigger insult to the Sanhedrin. And then what they hear. You are always resisting the Holy Spirit, just as your ancestors used to do. Can you name a single prophet your ancestors never persecuted? In the past they killed those who foretold the coming of the Just One. But what is taking place, what is happening here, is not a debate. It is almost secondary. It is the witness. It is how Stephen, when sees the full truth, something opens up, a gate, a window opens up in history. In science fiction films, they use this image of when a portal is opening and they can communicate with a different reality. This is happening here. Truth penetrates our human life. And what is mesmerizing to see and beautiful to see, despite this drama, that Stephen can freely, unhindered, look into the depth and see God, see Jesus. I can see heaven throne open and the Son of Man standing at the right hand of God. It's a wonderful consolation and encouragement for us too. We don't see that we don't see God with that intensity, but that vision is always there. But when the time comes in history, in the life of the community, when we are clinging to the truth, witnessing to the truth of the Catholic Church, then exactly the same thing happens. Truth opens up our heart and the eyes of our faith to see God. So in the midst of the present crisis, when humankind is engulfed in wars and potential escalation of the existing wars, with Saint Stephen we can see God's truth clearly. Jesus, the risen Lord, says, "Peace be with you." He doesn't say weapon or power be with you, peace be with you. So the skies of truth are open again. And when we join Stephen's vision, I can see heaven thrown open and the Son of Man standing at the right hand of God. It is more, far more than a static vision. The Son of Man standing at the right hand of God. He is the judging God. He is the judging Son of God. So, when our churches, in their preaching of the gospel, witness to the truth that the stake for the human soul is always the possible highest, eternal salvation or damnation, our ability to communicate with God, our ability to see heaven thrown open and enter through that gate, it depends on our faith and the way in which we lead our lives. And just as a confirmation that the vision of the gospel is never static, is never a static one. When Jesus speaks of himself as the bread of life, he is the bread of life. It is my Father who gives you the bread from heaven, the true bread. For the bread of God is that which comes down from heaven and gives life to the world. I am the bread of life. He who comes to me will be never hungry. He who believes in me will never thirst. Without the Son of God, who is present in the Eucharist, and in the Eucharist the same Christ is present whom Stephen saw, the Son of Man standing at the right hand of God, the risen Son of God. Without receiving this bread, there is no chance to join Stephen's witness. There is no chance of becoming witnesses to the truth, which truth opens this living image, which witness opens up this living image, this living vision for the world in order to recognize truth.